Hey guys, okay. Hey guys, whew. I wanted to come in and make these videos for you guys. So instead of just giving the whole backstory, I'm just gonna go right into this video. Sorry guys, I always get distracted, and then when I get distracted, I go into extra with you guys. Okay. First off, this video is going to be, it's probably going to be titled My Breastfeeding Story. And basically, it's going to be my breastfeeding experience thus far. And a couple of pet peeves or whatnot. So, as you guys know, my daughter is 2.5. She'll be 3 months on Saturday. Yeah. She'll be 3 months on Saturday. And my daughter gets strictly breast milk. But she's not breastfed from the breast. I pump every 2 to 3 hours, and I give her the breast milk through the bottle. Now, the backstory of this, I'm going to get to right now. I have a 6-year-old, and with my 6-year-old, I didn't breastfeed him. And I blame the lack of breastfeeding him being discouraged easily and not being as educated on breastfeeding. So after a couple of weeks, I gave up on breastfeeding with him. With her, I did a little research. I was determined. And then I didn't have as much support then either. I have more support now. Sorry guys. Okay. When my daughter was born, at the hospital, I did all the necessary steps. As soon as she was born, I had them lay her on me. I held her, skin to skin. When she was hungry, or I put her to the boob. Now, the position for me to put her in, it was kind of hard for me at first because my breasts are bigger. So we finally got a comfortable position. The latching on was kind of an issue, so they were checking her tongue to see if, I forgot what it was looking for. Everything was fine with her, but for some reason, it was a problem with her latching on and staying on and not hurting me. So I tried and tried it to the point, my first discouragement with the breastfeeding was when we were due to get discharged. They do, I think, a 48-hour test on babies, and her, I forgot the name, it's something with a B, wasn't what it was supposed to be, and they said mainly because she wasn't eating enough, which was my first, I was like, oh my god, I'm thinking about myself, like I'm so determined to breastfeed that, my baby's about to starve. I was like, oh my god. So then I gave her a little bit of formula. I was putting her in the thing, and I felt like she was still hungry. I'd give her some formula or whatever. That was at the hospital. We came home, did it again. I tried again. I said, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to try to breastfeed. So again, and it was so painful for me to the point, but I was so determined that she would latch on and she would get it because my milk came in. And my milk came in, I became really engorged, but my breasts were just leaking with the milk. So I figured, okay, they're just leaking, so it shouldn't be no issue for her to get the milk. So I put her on, and it was so painful for me. But because I was so determined, she was eating, and I was crying at the same time she was eating because it was really painful. And everybody kept telling me, you have to relax. She can feel you tensing up, which is why I'm giving her an issue. And then I would try and relax and, let her feed, and she would feed, but it was still hard for me. So a couple of days after, a week after being discharged from the hospital, I kind of felt like I had to give up. So we started to give her formula. And, even though I would give her formula, I still felt guilty for giving her formula. So that's the only time where it was supplemented, where I would give her breast and give her formula, give her breast, give her formula, until my mom suggested, why don't you pump? And I was like, oh yeah, I should pump. But I was like, oh, but my breast is so big. I know a manual pump isn't going to work for me. And all the electric pumps I see are like $100, $200. And right now, I can't afford to spend $200 on a pump. So I was like, oh, I want a pump, but I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen. So one night, me and my husband decided to go to Walmart to go get a couple of things for the baby and a couple of things for the house. Went to the baby section. We saw a pump. It was a single electrical pump, and he was like, it was like about $30, $40. And he was like, babe, well, why don't you try this? And I was like, well, it's so small, my breast is so big, it's probably not going to work. I said, what is it going to hurt? $30, $40. So I said, okay, here it goes, because at that point too, I was still engorged. I said, here it goes, let me go ahead and try this. So I put the pump to my breast, and it just went to milking. And when I saw that milk dripping down and I filled the bottle, I was in awe, and I was like ecstatic. I was like, oh my god, my daughter is going to be breastfed. It's going to be 100% milk. I don't care if I have to pump every hour, every 2 hours. It's going to be 100% breast milk. So that's what I do. I pump every couple of hours, and I can go anywhere from 2 ounces to, I'll say 6, 7 ounces between sessions on both breasts. Because when I sit there, I pump both breasts in the same session, and as much milk as I can get out of both breasts, I put it in a bottle, store it up for her. What else? Okay, yeah. So here's my issue. My first pet peeve with regarding breastfeeding. When people disregard the fact that I say I breastfeed my daughter, and it's not directly from the breast, so it's kind of like I'm looked down on by I guess other breastfeeding moms or pro breastfeeders, because she gets it from the bottle. At the end of the day, it's 100% breast milk directly from me. It's something I'm giving her that nobody else can give her, and I still consider myself a breastfeeder. I still consider my daughter breastfed. You guys have seen her. My baby is so chunky, and it's all breast milk. She's chunky, she's healthy, and she's very alert and active. 100% breast milk. And that's my first pet peeve. Like when people try to make me feel like I'm less of a mother by not giving her the milk directly from the boob. Like I kind of see how people feel like when, you know, you decide to formula feed. As long as your child is happy and healthy, that's fine. Because I have a child that was formula fed, and he's great. He's healthy. He's smart. He attends a magnet school. He's in the 1st grade. He's very, very smart. And he was 100% formula fed. Except those first couple of weeks. So, I mean, it all depends on your choices for your child, whatever. That's my first pet peeve. My second pet peeve is dealing with public breastfeeding. Now, mind you, I do not put my daughter on the boob, but I see nothing wrong with breastfeeding in public. Even if the boob is just out with no, draping and no covering, at the end of the day, like, you're not really seeing anything but, like, who do I like chocolate, I think her name is Chocolate Tresses. Like she said in one of her breastfeeding videos, at the end of the day, all you're seeing is cleavage, which is what you would see if I do this. That's all you're seeing when it's breastfed. Because the baby is on the nipple and around the areola, so you're not really seeing anything. And sometimes when I see people breastfeeding in public, like women breastfeeding in public, I get kind of jealous, because I'm like, oh, although I'm giving my daughter breast milk, like, we don't have that bond or whatever. But I mean, it is what it is. Another issue I have, I don't know if you guys seen one of my videos when I was riding with one of my best friends who has an issue with breastfeeding. She just got an issue with breastfeeding, period. That's what I think. I don't know. Maybe it's the jealousy that she couldn't do it. I don't know. But even though I don't breastfeed, I feel the need to be able to pump in public. Now, I don't go around and pump everywhere in public. Honestly, I don't really go anywhere to pump in public, as much now. But when I do go places, if I need be to pump in public, I sit in the car, and because my pump is electrical, but it's bad. It can be battery operated too. So sit in the car and I pump what I need to pump. And the only two places public places that I feel that, you know, it shouldn't be an issue with pumping is the gynecologist's office and the kid's doctor's office, because those are places where babies are at. If you're going to the gyne office, most gynecologists are OBGYNs. I mean, are OBs too. So it shouldn't be no issue if a mother needs to pump or breastfeed. In the doctor's office, a pediatrician's office, if there's treating babies, it shouldn't be, you know, issues for a mother to pump or breastfeed in there too. That's my second pet peeve. But I think that's pretty much with this video. I think I'm pretty much covered everything I wanted to cover. The only thing I would say is that to any mothers that are out there and have the intention on breastfeeding your child, even if you can't breastfeed your child directly from the breast, if you still want to provide your child with breast milk, there's an option, light pumping that you can do, and, you know, still feel like you're doing what you want to do. So if you have any problems as far as, well, I tell a lot of mothers that are pregnant now, if you're interested in breastfeeding, because with breastfeeding, like, it's, unless you're a pro like Chocolate Tresses, who has, you know, I think 3 kids, or this last baby is the 4th one, I'm not sure. I apologize for giving you less or more kids. But unless you're a pro like her and you got it, and like if you're a first-time mother or even second-time mother like me and wasn't breastfeeding before, don't get discouraged if you can't do it directly from the boob. Like I say, I always tell pregnant mothers, if you want to breastfeed, just in case, get a pump. So just in case you do have a hard time breastfeeding, you're able to pump. And if you're a first-time or second-time mother, and you intend on going back to school, going back to work, I definitely advise you to invest in a pump. But yeah, basically that's it. If you're a mom, a first-time mother, pregnant, expecting mother, second-time mother, even a third-time mother, and you're interested in breastfeeding and you might have any issues, invest in a pump so you're still able to give your child what you want to give your child, even though it's not the traditional way. But yeah, until next video, I'm out.